Right, don't judge me for sitting here in a dressing gown. I've just got off the turbo, it's raining outside, it is super hot, and the humidity is sweatsville. It's one of the things I want to talk about in this video. I'll talk about it at the end of the video. It's one of the things I learned from the long ride, which is what this video is about. And I'd also done an introduction to this video on my bike, but for reasons that will become apparent, so I decided to do the intro back here. So one of the reasons I went out for a long ride on Monday is because of what I'll post up here. If you haven't watched this video that I posted a link to up here, do so. It's about a challenge that I want to do next year, and it will make sense about why my bike rides are getting longer and why I'm trying to ride further. The second reason why I went out for a long bike ride on Monday is that Beck's chemo rounds are in 3-week cycles, which means yesterday she had her second lot of chemo, and it kind of means that I have to be right there for her for about the next week or so, which means all I can really do is turbo sessions for that week. So I'm going to be taking 3-week cycles as well, where for the first week of her chemo round, I'm going to be on the turbo, doing intervals, doing all the hard work, and then slowly introduce longer rides over the next 2 weeks so that I can build up to doing some endurance rides in week 3 and then return back to the cycle. And the third reason for going out on the bike was to try out a few experiments with some mics, because if I'm going to vlog daily next year for this challenge that I'm going to do, I'm going to need to do some work on that. Let me explain.
Doing this is because I want to try 3 different solutions to getting audio on this bike. So you're hearing one of them now, and I have no idea how it sounds. We'll use this as an experiment. I got this idea from a guy called Will, who's another triathlon YouTuber. He has a great channel. I'll also link that up here. And it's just really a sock that goes over the GoPro. And we'll see how that sounds. I'm going to go over 3 different bridges today. I'm about to go over the first one, which is Avonmouth Bridge on the M5. And I'll do a quick audio test on there. And I'm going across the old Severn Bridge into Wales, into Chepstow, and then back into Bristol, and I'm going to miss this turning if I'm not careful, and then back over the Clifton suspension bridge. So it's a bit of a route recce for the challenge, which is the 3rd reason for doing this, or is it the 4th? It might even be the 4th. There might be 4 reasons for this ride. I can't count. You'd think as a drummer I could at least count to 4, but clearly I'm a total idiot. So we are, let's catch up on the Avonmouth Bridge and see how this audio solution works, and I'll talk to you some more in a moment. So now we're on the Avonmouth Bridge. To be honest with you, I don't think wind's going to be the problem. Bloody traffic noise is so loud. But anyway, we're on the bridge, going over the River Avon, as you probably suspect. It goes alongside the M5, which is there, literally. And there are some beautiful views to be had though, just out over the River Avon over that way, towards Bristol. On this route, to get to the bridge is very cycle pathy, which of course is good, but not brilliant because it slows you down a lot, and obviously I'm going to try and travel fairly fast. I've got a feeling this is the new railway they're building to go to Portishead. I might be wrong, who knows. Nice round here, mind. Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that this isn't quite the route I'd intended to take today to get to the bridge, and I'm somewhat lost, mainly because of the construction work, and now I have no idea how to get back on track. I think the Garmin Edge 530 is going to be a fairly soon purchase to get me out of shit like this. Right, now it's telling me to go back on myself down there. What an absolute mistake. I don't even know what that is. A Toyota Aygo? be alright on my cross bike. Quite a nice ride on my cross bike, but not on slicks and not on a road bike. Anyway, let's see where this takes me. How the hell did they drive that car up here? Wow. Another poor old soul. Seen better days. I know how it feels right now. There it is. There's the old bridge. It's been a bit of a fiddle to get here though. I have to think to reroute this more on road than these cycle paths. It's so much slower. And now I'm lost again. And that's the new bridge. And I'm going back the way I came because I'm lost again. Some nice houses out here. Very nice houses. Who knew? Mate. No, you can't. I've just tried to do the same thing. I'm just approaching Bridge 2, which is the Severn Bridge, the old one. And I'm trying out the second mic, which is a little bit more cumbersome, but worth it if it works well. Footpath, service area, I'm assuming I go up here. Oh, a pain in the arse though to get here, and I really will have to rethink the route, because it's taken me ages to get here, and some of the roads are horribly busy, and some of the footpaths are horrifically slow. There's a bunny. Anyway, we'll just have to see how this audio sounds, and go and have a little ride over to sunny Wales by the looks of things. Bridge of the day. Clifton suspension bridge goes across the River Avon again. Done just under 75k. Been a little bit been on the hills a bit, but yeah, Clifton suspension bridge and then home. Done. 3 bridges into Wales, back into Bristol, back home. I must admit that felt tough today. I know I'm trying to do it fasted. I had one gel about 3 hours in, but the bottles of water aren't going to be enough. Even with the big ones that I don't even like carrying. I think they hold, what do they hold? 700 mils, and I was through them in a couple of hours really. So I think the trick is to find shops at certain points. Just the other side of the bridge, Tesco Express. I think that'll do nicely as a refill station for some water. When I use that for a stage, the other thing I need to think about is trying to avoid those bike paths that are awful, and otherwise, that'll do. That's a 100-kilometre stage that I can add or subtract. It's a little over 600 metres of elevation, so I guess I'd kind of call that a hilly, one of the hilly stages rather than flat or mountain. So one in the bag, go home and have a cup of coffee now. Can't wait. I deserve this coffee. Tough ride.
So, I'm back, and I've had a few thoughts about some of the things that I was looking at on that bike ride. The first thing to do with the microphones, that clearly this little sock idea, whilst it's great, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a sponge sock that goes around the GoPro, which is really easy to fit, really great idea, and really does cut down the wind noise, but loads of road noise coming through the fitting that takes it onto the bike. So useful for things like selfie sticks and stuff like that to cut the wind out. But obviously, because the microphone's on the body of the camera that's attached to the handlebars, it's going to make a hell of a lot of noise. Obviously you would have heard on the video, I'm pretty sure, that when I was wearing the mic that I had attached to my jersey, it was so much better, so much clearer. And I'm trying out the second mic, which is a little bit more cumbersome. And that's going to be the way I'm going to go. Now, the way that fits together is way more annoying because GoPro are a pain. That you can't just plug a mic straight into your GoPro. You have to fit a conversion door on there that will allow you to get to the USB-C connector. And then you have to plug one of these massive adapters into it that you can then plug your microphone into, which is insane. So I've now got to figure out how to get this whole thing onto my bike. Now, I have got a wireless version of one of these lav mics or lavalier mics. Now the other end looks like this. I'm wearing one here. That just clips on your top, which is fine. I have got a wireless version, as I say, but I'm actually using that to record this, so I can't show you that. Anyway, audio quality on the lav mic, way better. That's definitely going to be the route that I'm going to take. So, point one made. The second thing is to do the humidity levels. Now, what surprised me about the bike ride, which I didn't really talk about whilst I was riding, was that whilst I was riding up any hill, anything at all, I felt really quite sick. I really struggled to I just struggled a lot. Now I know I'm unfit and I know that I'm overweight, and at the moment that's a problem, but I've also just come off the back of riding 3 weeks of between 55 and 65 kilometers a day, and nothing felt as bad as that. Even when I was at 50k, I felt really, really rough. And it wasn't until I looked on Strava when I uploaded my files did I notice that the humidity was at 92%, which is really high. And it wasn't something I'd really considered because I had felt dehydrated. I felt really rough when I got home. Had to drink loads of fluids, had to sit down, have a nap, way beyond anything that I'd had whilst I was doing the 3-week riding a couple of weeks ago. I just felt really grim, and it got me kind of doing a little bit more research into the effects of humidity on your kind of body, really, as opposed to just temperature. And it turns out that most of the time when we look at temperature to decide what time to go for a run or ride our bikes, and also what clothing to wear, we look at temperature, whereas actually humidity has a bigger impact, really, because it exponentially increases the relative temperature. So whilst it was only 16 or 17 degrees out there, the humidity I was experiencing magnified that a lot higher. Now, if you look back on any of the videos whilst I'm riding the bike, you'll see from very early on in the video, right at the very start of it, I was sweating. So I was essentially sweating profusely for 4 hours, trying to replace that fluid with only 1,400 mils of water, really, 1.4 litres of water. It wasn't enough for that weather. One of the main reasons for that, and there are multiple reasons why it impacts on your body, and it's the same for temperature anyway, but humidity has an increased impact because obviously your body increases sweat load because it's hot. It attaches heat to the water droplets that then it puts out as sweat. But it's staying on your body because it's not getting wicked away by the dry air that you get when humidity levels are low. When humidity levels are high, it stays close to your body. Now that clearly has a bigger impact on me, which I've discovered now, than dry heat does. I've never really had a problem riding in France in the dry heat that they have over there, but humidity obviously is having a significant impact on how I am feeling when I'm riding. So that is something I'm going to look into. Obviously I mentioned earlier at the end of the bike ride I was talking about nutrition side, things it needs looking into. But it's something for you guys to have a think about as well, is that when you're going out for a run in hot weather, which is kind of weird at the minute. I mean, today it's that weird, it's now sunny, but it has been raining and it is so stuffy, so muggy. Don't forget that when you're going to go out for a run or ride your bike in muggy, high humidity weather, you're going to need to take more fluids on and try and keep yourself cooler by unzipping your jersey more and doing those kind of things. Anyway, I hope this is some use to you. It certainly came as a bit of a surprise to me on this ride, but it's something to learn, and that's the whole point of getting in early with these rides. I'll see you on next week's video. Going to be a lot of turbo training next week and hopefully a couple of swims, and I will see you in week 117. Oh, and G and Froome are out of the Tour.